So we have 1.3.2. This was the intro homework. This was 5 problems. It was a CUDA worksheet. Okay, it was a link. The CUDA worksheet here. So we're going to start with our first problem. Y is equal to 1/2 times 5 to the x. Okay. So first off, this is probably it's a weird thing that kind of trips us up, but it is something we need to get through. What is the what is the asymptote for this? Because remember, I'm going to make my graph right here. Make my graph. And I need to figure out, well, where is that dashed line going to be? Where am I going to put my dashed line? How about you tell me in the chat? Where am I going to put my dashed line? Because it looks like there is no C value. Remember, our asymptote is our C value, making our horizontal, always horizontal asymptote. And the asymptote, remember, it's kind of like a airplane trying to get as low to the ground without touching the ground. So it's going to do like this low pass. It gets down to where the asymptote, which is the ground, and then it just keeps going right closer to the asymptote and never touches it. Perfect. Devin, Lizeth, perfect. The asymptote, our C value, is +0. When there's nothing there, it's +0. Okay, when there's nothing there, yeah, C can be 0. So that's a good intuition. Everyone did a good intuition with that. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to y is equal to 0. Remember these lines. This is y is equal to 0. Remember, y is our floors in the building, and x are the vertical lines that are elevators. So we're on the ground floor right now. Y is equal to 0. All right, let's see what our other steps are. We've already done actually quite a bit. We sketched the asymptote, and now we need to plug in 3 values for x. All right. So go ahead and set up your table wherever you want to set it up. I'm going to plug in 0, 1, 2. If you wanted to be extremely accurate, you could put some negative numbers in here, but generally it's going to go towards the y-axis and then just continue in the curve down towards the asymptote. So it's an accurate graph. Let's see. Let's plug in 0. Remember that 0 is also going to be our what? When we plug in 0, that's going to give us our y-intercept. And the reason being is, here I'm at like x is equal to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When x is 0, when x is 0, so x is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, I'm on my y-axis. So when we plug in 0 here, we're going to get our y-intercept right next to it. Okay, so let's do that. Y is equal to 1/2 5 to the 0 plus 0, but I don't need to add that plus 0 out here. That was just to help me find the asymptote. Okay, now anything to the 0 power. Let's see what we have. 723 to the 0 power is 1. Let's see, even like variables, 7, 7x, if the whole thing is to the 0 power, that's 1. 9, whoops. Oh, let's do it. 9, no, let's not do it. Let's do it over here. 5 halves to the 0 power is 1. Everything to the 0 power is 1. When we get to our exponents unit, we'll investigate that a little further. For now, you can just remember it as a rule of thumb here. Okay, so plugging in 0 for my x, 5 to the 0 power is going to be 1. So I get 1/2 times 1, and I get 1/2. So I know that that's 1/2. And we can graph that right away. So remember that this is an ordered pair, x, y. So since that's an ordered pair, x, y, I need to do this. 0 for x, right? 1/2 for y, and I'm going to put my point right there. You could have made the units different, but this is the point. 0 for x, 1/2 for y. So I've just done my first graph after I did that problem. So let's keep going. Y is equal to 1/2 5 to the first power. So remember, we're plugging in for x. plugging in for x. So since we have to the first power, 5 to the first power is just 5. And then 5 divided by 2, 2.5. So let's see. When we are at 1 for x, 1 for x, then we have 2.5 for y. So 1 for x, 1, 2.5. Okay, let's see what's next. Y is equal to 1/2 5 squared. All right. PEMDAS tells us exponents first, so 5 squared is 25. 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. All right, so here are my y values I got for plugging in 0 for x, 1 for x, and 2 for x. So let's put that in there, 12.5. That's hard to see. So I go here to, let's see, 2, and I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.5. All right. Now let's just connect the dots. Connect the dots. Go and do it. I like to turn my paper this way so I get a better angle to get that line just drawn as well as I can. It's going to turn pretty quick here. So it never crosses the asymptote. It just gets really close to it. It's like an airplane that tries to go as low as it can without touching it. All right. How was it to see one problem done out? Did that help a little bit to kind of like get the process and see it? Is it getting a little better then? How about we just do one problem at this pace, and then I'll do a third problem kind of faster. Does that sound good? All right, let's do it. So the next problem we had was this. Y is equal to 1/3, times 2 to the x. So again, these problems so far haven't had any of our asymptotes in there. Let's see, that'll work. We'll put everything like that. That looks good. Okay, so let's see. What is the asymptote? Go ahead and make your graph. This one looks pretty similar to the last one because what is our C value? Show me on your hands. Yep. Plus 0. So I know that I need to dash it out right here. All right. You might label that as well. This is y is equal to 0. You're on the 0 floor. Remember the y values of the floors. Ground floor, first floor, third floor, second floor, fifth floor, seventh floor. I didn't say leave my numbers right. 20th floor, right? And you take the elevators, our vertical lines go up and down, and that's like the x is equal to the first elevator, x equal to 3 would be the third elevator, and so on. All right. So now, let's go at it. Same process. Let's do x, y. Let's do 0. That's going to give us our y-intercept, 1 and 2. I think I made this process a little more streamlined, and it'll work for all the options, okay? So make sure those notes over here are definitely updated. That's going to help you later on when we have to come back and study this. All right, let's start doing them. Y is equal to 1/3 times 2 to the 0. Go ahead and work that out and tell me what the y-intercept is in the chat. What is the y-intercept? Tell me in the chat. Very good. Good, Remy. Good, Dylan. Good, Devin, Jacqueline, Lizeth. You got it. So the first one's going to be pretty quick because 2 to the 0 power is 1. So we get 1/3. 1/3. Let me see, that's going to be 8 1/3. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. Let's see, 8. Wait, 2. Okay, let's do it. Thirds. Okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to say this is 1. I'm going to say that's 2. I'm going to say that's 3. I'm going to say that's 4. The reason why I did that is because I look at the numbers I'm going to deal with. And I look here and I say, well, the first one's 1/3. So I couldn't make 1 right here because then it's going to be really, really close. I won't be able to see it. But when I do it like this, I also looked ahead and said, well, what would it be approximately if I plug in 2 right here? 2 squared is 4 divided by 3 is going to be 1 1/3. So we can put it like this, a little more spread out, because it'll still fit. Let's see. So our first point, 0 1/3. Okay, and then y is equal to 1/3, 2 to the first power, 1/3 times 2, y equals 2/3. Okay, so I look here at 1, and I go up here and I can make it 1/3. This must be 2/3 right here. Okay, and then when I do this here, I need to do one more. Y is equal to 1/3 times 2 to the second power, 1/3 times 4, 4/3. So 4/3 is a little bit tricky. You could look on a calculator if you needed to. You know, you're gonna have a calculator accessible for this if you just need to start getting used to this. You can see that 4/3 is 1.333. Okay, so you can just divide 4 divided by 3. And then I look here, 4/3 then is going to be 4/3 is 1 1/3. So since I broke each one whole increment into thirds, I just have to go 1 and then another third. And then I like to rotate the paper, make it a little easier to make your line. Voila. Is it getting better? It is, yeah? It's getting a little better? Okay. I'll let you keep jotting that out. The only other one I really wanted to do was the number 6, because the number 6 has a an asymptote that we have to deal with. One sec, let me see what I did assign here. I assigned you 5 and 6. Okay, so we're gonna do number 5 next. So get this one all good. Get this one all ready. And then I'm going to go ahead and do number 5. So, I don't mind if your numbers are out of order. If we skip numbers while we're going over this and you haven't done that, if you haven't done 3, 4, 5. So this one was 2. The top one was 1. And next we're going to do 5. All right, another 30 seconds. All right, maybe I can just move this up. Let's see. And we'll see what we can do. Maybe this will work. All right, let's see. Another graph paper. Okay. So the next one we're doing is number 5. Okay, we have y is equal to 4 times 2 to the x minus 2. Okay, so look, this time we do have a C value. But, you know, it's not going to be too different than when we did it with 0. So I'm going to go ahead and just make my graph. And go ahead and give it a guess. Go ahead and put in, what is your asymptote? Where's it going to be? What floor are you in? Are you on a top floor or are you in a basement? Yep. Good, Jacqueline and Brooke. Perfect. Yep, Jacqueline, you got the right idea. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, I think we're in the basement, guys, because let's look at our C value, -2. So look, -1, -2, and I have my asymptote as y is equal to -2. Remember, the y values are just floors on the building. So ground floor, we're down 2 at -2. All right, and then make your table. 0, 1, 2. Okay, let's see what we do with 0 to find that y-intercept. We have 4, 2, 0, -2. So this is why I want you to use this method, because you can't assume that the 0 time is going to necessarily be your initial amount, because this is talking about the growth from the initial amount. -2 is kind of like a transformation. Everything has been moved down too, okay, including that initial amount based on our C value. So let's go ahead and plug this in. We get 1, so it's 4 times 1 minus 2, and we get 2. Okay. So I look here, and I want to put my first point in there, 0, 2. You always go from the origin in the middle, and we go 0 for x, so we don't move, but we go up 2 for y, and we get our y-intercept. All right. Then we have y is equal to 4 times 2 to the first minus 2. We're going to go and get 6. So again, guys, make sure that you're able to do this as an equation. On the next assessment there's no mental math kind of like notes on the side. Make sure you know how to set it up. I like to see the equations lined up, the equal signs lined up. All right, let's graph that. 1, 6. 1 for x, 6 for y. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're going to have a little break in a moment here, so let's just finish this one up. We have y is equal to 4 times 2 to the second minus 2. We have 4 times 4. 16 minus 2, 14. All right. This is going to be off the chart here, I think. 214, so we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. Just stayed on the page. Okay. Is anybody feeling like iffy about graphing points? Anybody feeling iffy? This guy? Ooh, couldn't see it. Like that? No? What's this? Oh, Remy, are you asking about this? This is where I plugged in 2. I plugged in 2 for my x right here. Is that what you're asking? Okay, there you go. So plugged in 2. Here I plugged in 1, right? Here I plugged in 0, and those are just the points I put on. Whoop. Don't make them negative. All right. And then look what I have to do. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. I'm going to frame that. I'm going to immortalize that. All right, how come I could do this before? Come on. There we go. Okay. So that was number 5 in the worksheet. So really, guys, you have 2 more to do for, let's see, we'll have that done hopefully on Monday. Let's do Monday night. Okay. So Monday will probably be another, we'll be able to do something else because we pretty much went over all these problems. We'll probably go over one more on Monday. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. That was a little 20-minute review.